Hey everybody, in today's video we're going to talk about gold and silver, more specifically the massive sell-off that we have seen in our market. There's a lot of people selling gold and silver to us at Minot Coin Bullion, and I'm going to showcase the type of things that people are selling. There's things that you usually would expect, the common stuff, but there's some not so common things as well, some really cool, interesting pieces we're going to share on camera today. Also, I'm going to talk about why that sell-off is happening. It's not just because the price is high and people want to take profits, so we'll talk about that in today's video as well. We have a lot of cool pieces to do a show and tell about today, so I hope you stick around. We are buying more gold and silver than we ever have before from the public here at Minot Coin Bullion. There's been a massive sell-off in my part of the country, and honestly, not just my part of the country. I talk with dealers from around the country, and they are seeing similar things where many people are liquidating metals. Why is that? Well, there's a lot of reasons. The most obvious is profit taking. As I film this, gold sits over $3,400 an ounce, and silver sits over $36 an ounce. Gold just had a recent uptick again with the trouble in Iran that's going on, and silver has pushed over 36 for the first time in 13 years. So we're seeing some arguably highs, right, in the metals market, although silver still has a long way to go to get its all-time high, which was nearly $50 a couple different times. But a lot of my customers had been buying silver at $15, $17, $18, $20 an ounce, only to be able to take a huge profit right now if they sold some of their stack off. That's what a lot of them are doing. It's not necessarily out of hardship, but it's merely and purely profit taking. But I tell you what, that's not the only reason people are selling. What I got here in front of me here are secondary, and that's why I'm touching them, 1 ounce silver rounds. These have been bought and sold across the counter multiple times, probably owned by a bunch of different people. But these are what we call secondary silver rounds, and we tend to buy a lot of these in the shop. A lot of customers will buy silver rounds, and they can't help but take them out of the tube and play with them and clank them around. Well, once you do that, they're no longer brilliant uncirculated, and we're going to buy them at a little bit cheaper rate, and we're going to sell them at a little bit cheaper rate. But we've been buying a lot of secondary silver rounds. I particularly like these. You get so many different designs, right? And somebody else has already done the work of impairing them, right, by touching them. So you can touch them and you're not going to hurt them at all. I like to put my hands on my silver, at least the stuff that is okay to touch, right? But this is one particular item that a lot of people have been selling off lately, are secondary silver, not just rounds, but bars as well. But throughout this video today, I'll be showing off some things that we've been buying from the public, and I'll continue to talk about reasons that I hear from people as to why they're selling, other than the obvious, right? And that's profit taking because of the high prices right now. I'll show you another tray here. All of this stuff you're going to see today we've picked up over the last few weeks here at Minot Coin Bullion. This is just an extremely small example of the types of things we've picked up. Because let's face it, well, honestly, a lot of the stuff's already sold, right? So a lot of times we'll get product in from the public and it sells right away. I get customers that come and hang out for periods of time during the day. And once the customer leaves, hey, they get first crack at buying the items that I just purchased for the shop. So, but here's some cool pieces. These, well, get them in camera here. Here's some different 1 ounce pieces. A lot of these are made by the Scottsdale Mint. Here's a Samoan one, Antigua for the Eastern Caribbean Bank. These are in capsules, obviously, because these are uncirculated, and we want these to stay that way, right? But I picked up a wide variety of these from a regular customer of mine who just needed some cash. He didn't really give me a reason why. I don't need a reason why, but sometimes customers do offer their own reasons for selling. Here's a cool 10 ounce bar. Unfortunately, the case is cracked here. And there is some toning on the bar because of presumably the crack in the case. But this is the Royal Mint 10 ounce silver bar. Here's kind of an antiqued hand poured bar. It's Black Flag 5 ounce. And then here's our friends at Bakken Bullion who are on a hiatus of producing bullion right now. But I actually bought this across the counter from a customer recently too. So Why are other people selling aside from profit taking? Well, another real obvious reason, right, is hardship. Here we have a 50-ounce silver bar. The person that sold me this, it wasn't out of hardship. I don't really remember the particular reason they sold this, but I do remember who I bought this from. But people are needing to sell their metals to cover bills for daily life, whether it be taxes, repairs to a vehicle, utility bills, maybe just even to put food on the table. A lot of people do use precious metals as a savings account, which isn't a bad thing, provided that you can sell it at an opportune time and take profit. And that's a period we're in right now. But I've had many people coming in the shop that are down on their luck, that truly need cash. And those that are using this precious metal investing as a savings account, timing for them has been good. It doesn't always happen that way, though. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket necessarily and have all of your investable wealth tied up in precious metal, because let's face it, there are going to be bumps in the road financially for all of us at one point or another, where we're going to need to liquidate some of our metal for cash if that's the case. That's why myself and other people on this platform tend to preach that you also should stack some cash also, so you don't have to liquidate your precious metal at an inopportune time where you're not making a profit. But fortunately right now, for most people that I'm seeing and talking to in the shop, they're selling out of hardship, but they're also profiting on their metal. So it really worked out well for their favor, or in their favor, based on this timeline. So, but that's some other stuff that we've picked up in the shop. I'm going to switch over to gold now. Here's some gold, just oddball gold. This isn't all of it, but this is just some different stuff, I guess, that we don't see all the time. If I just put gold eagles on the tray, that's kind of boring because we see those every day. But here's some interesting gold things that we picked up from the public, all sorts of different sizes. I mean, these are 1 ounce pieces here in the corner. This is a 1 ounce gold kangaroo, a 1 ounce gold maple leaf, an older 1 ounce gold maple leaf. You see, I don't know if you can tell by the picture, but this is a 2011. This is a 2021. So, but yeah, more maple leafs. We have some different, and I haven't even holdered these up, but we have some different foreign gold coins. There's some 2 pesos, I think 2.5 pesos, maybe some ducats. What else do we got in there? We have a $1 US gold coin. So just some interesting stuff. And I'm not going to pick everything up and talk about it, but you can kind of see here. But there are people that are liquidating gold as well, capitalizing on that high gold price that's near an all-time high. But for as much gold as we are buying, we're selling about equal amounts right now. I haven't had to order much gold through wholesale channel lately. Was it 2.5, 3 weeks ago? We bought 50 ounces of gold in one day. That was more than we wanted to carry and have on hand. So we did quickly liquidate most of that to one of our wholesalers. But gold still remains popular in the shop. It's nice that we have some variety and sizes here because gold can be for all budgets. In fact, I had somebody come yesterday that bought a 1/4 gram of gold for $33. He wanted to own some gold. That's what he could afford. I happen to have a piece that fit his budget. So it's kind of nice that people are able to stack gold for all budgets. You don't just always have to buy 1 ounce and pay over $3,500 today. So this is just some different gold pieces that we've picked up here in the last couple of weeks at Minot Coin Bullion. This is a fun tray because I personally really like these. This is a newer pickup. We picked up some 10-ounce coin. So from Australia and Canada, you see we have 3 Australian, we have 3 Canadian, 10-ounce silver coin. We don't see these coming in too often, but when we do, they tend to sell quickly. So we do have a handful of these on hand right now, 3 from Canada and 3 from Australia, 10-ounce silver coins. Very nice quality. They all come in capsules. So cool pieces, but I like those. Maybe I'll end up with some of those. I don't know. Another reason that I know customers are liquidating silver, everything on this tray plus quite a bit of more stuff was liquidated by an individual who is putting a down payment on a new house, or another house, I should say, to use as a rental. So as I said, it's not always necessarily profit-taking. It's not necessarily always out of hardship that people are selling their precious metals lately. But this person was kind of using it as a savings account and needed some cash. And I think it worked out really well in his favor, because based on when he bought and actually made these pieces, he hand poured these and toned these, got the silver from me, and then hand poured these. Silvers went up quite a bit, so he made quite a bit of money on this, so he did really well. And now he's going to buy some real estate and hopefully make money on that also. So, but yeah, these are just interesting things that come in the shop. You know, I wasn't expecting to get all of these pirate doubloons, I guess I would call them. Whoops. Like, for example, this one is 86 grams, so it's just under a 3-ounce piece. Kind of rainbow toned. If you don't do any toning on them, they look just like this when they're done. They're cool pieces to have in the shop, and these are very good sellers for me, so I'm happy to have those. Here's another piece, B, a couple of Bs. That's 119 grams, so just under 4 ounces there. So aside from typical silver round, silver bars, 90% silver, which I'm not even going to show in this video, but we're buying a lot of 90% silver from the public also. Actually, that's not true. I do have some I'm going to show. This is just a nice, neat, different thing that we pick up in the shop. We pride ourselves in having a lot of variety for customers to choose from in the shop, and it's nice when things like this come in so we can offer those to our customers. Got another tray here. One thing that's coming in more and more now are collectible coins, right? It's not always just gold and silver bullion that comes in from the public. There are people that are true collectors and want to sell off some of their collector coins, presumably to take profit or out of hardship, or maybe they have a large purchase, you know, lining up just to get cash. So this is one of my favorites. Get it in the camera view here. I don't know if you can see this on camera very well, but this is a beautifully toned, and I know toning's not for everybody, but I'm a sucker for it. 1886 MS65. That's a high grade. Toned Morgan silver dollar. Beautiful toning on the back as well. So that's a piece that came in. We have some other high grade pieces, an MS65, 1885 O Morgan. Here's a CAC certified MS66, 1885 O Morgan with some toning on the edge there. And we have a lot of pieces like this in the shop right now that we've been buying from the public. Boxed sets from the U.S. Mint. This one happens to be a 2021 American Eagle 1-ounce reverse proof 2-coin set. Very beautiful, beautiful coins. But boy, do we have a lot of stuff like this right now. Most of it centering around American Eagles of different finishes and different years. So we've been seeing an uptick in purchasing of those, as well as just certified coins in general, like you see on the tray here. We do not sell a lot of certified coins in the shop. We are mostly a bullion store. I've found out over the years that most of our sales are bullion related. So we've been actually using our Whatnot platform to help sell certified coins, and they sell quite well on Whatnot. Here's just a few, and here's actually some certified gold as well that we've picked up recently here in the shop. So what else do I have to show you? Well, I do have a few other cool pieces that I'll show off while we talk about. This isn't all that cool or out of the ordinary, but I do love these Johnson Matthey loaf style bars. I call them loaf style because it's like a loaf of bread, right? But this is a 100-ounce silver bar. We have quite a few of these on hand right now. We've been seeing people liquidating bars of all sizes from as little as grams, a 1-gram bar, to a 100-ounce bar. So we have bars of all sizes in stock at Minot Coin and Bullion right now. And we've been seeing an uptick also in coin books. People selling books of coins that presumably people spent a lot of time filling while they're collecting. Here's a book of Roosevelt silver dimes. Here's a book of Mercury silver dimes, missing the 1916D, which is the expensive one. But it's darn near full otherwise, except for the 42/41 error. So, but yeah, stuff like this comes in, and honestly, it usually goes in the back and sits. Ultimately, you know, if somebody wants, oh, hey, do you have this Mercury dime? We'll just pull out this book and let them look. If it sits for too long, boy, a lot of these are just going to get pulled out of the book and put into our, what we call our 90% silver bins, also known as junk silver or constitutional. So while we're on that topic, I thought this was kind of neat. We've done several trades with this individual, but I love how organized they are. If you can see this, I know it's gigantic and probably out of focus, but this box on the edge says Guardhouse Dimes. We've done several trades with this individual, and I'm always impressed how organized their stuff is when they bring it in to trade. They've been trading for certified pre-1933 gold, and we have been taking in, like, look at this. This is a Guardhouse box of dimes. Guardhouse is the brand. If I can get a tube out. This is a full box, and each tube is individually labeled with a sticker. I thought that was really awesome. They got lots of tubes of Mercury dimes, and then FDR, which are the Roosevelt dimes. But this is a full box of silver dimes in $5 face value rolls that we took in trade. And as I said, we traded out some certified pre-1933 gold. We've also had boxes like this that have contained half dollars. We've had boxes like this that have contained Morgan and peace dollars. But as I said, I'm always impressed how organized this individual is that does these trades with us. It's cool to see those boxes. The last piece I'm going to show off today, which I've never seen one like it. Will I ever see another one? I don't know. I don't know if any of you recognize this box. I know I didn't when it first came in the shop. And in fact, I may have shown this on camera before. So if you've seen it before, apologies. I think it was maybe on a YouTube short. But what this is, that somebody sold to us just recently by a customer here in the shop. This is a 7 New Wonders of the World series. This is legal tender, struck at the Mint of Poland. And what this is, and I'm not going to take this out of the container, but this is a globe. It's heavy. This is 7 ounces of silver, as you can see on the card here. 7 ounces. Mintage was up to 1,007 pieces. And it looks like it was made in 2013. Is that 2015? My apologies. But I don't know if this is going to show up on camera very well. But this is a really cool, heavy, maybe I will. I'm not going to touch it though. Let's see if I can. I've never taken this apart here. There we go. I should have had gloves on for this video, then I'd take it out. But I don't know if you can see that, but there's really cool, ornate designs. And this is heavy. It's not hollow. It's like a musket ball. But it's a 7-ounce silver globe. It's a really, really cool piece. I've yet to put a price on this. I've seen a lot of interest in the shop on people that want to purchase this. But yeah, I thought that was a cool piece. It's probably one I'll never see before, or see again, being there's only 1,007 pieces. Now, why did this get sold to me? Well, this came in with a bunch of other really cool stuff from a member of our military who is being restationed to a base in Europe, from Minot to Europe. So that'll be a bit of a culture shock, but he needed to liquidate a lot of his stuff because he couldn't take it all with him. So slowly over time, he did just that. And if you're watching, you're probably on your way right now. So I hope you settle safely and continue to be safe, and thank you for serving. But that's about all I have in today's video. I just wanted to showcase the types of things that we buy in this shop. It's not just all, as I showed in the beginning, just silver rounds or silver bars. Although that stuff is still fun, that's kind of the boring stuff, right? Because we see it all the time. It's cool when you get in pieces like this bar, or you know, a Proof 67 Kennedy half, or you can pick up some old foreign gold. So I do enjoy this business. Every day is an adventure. It's kind of like, and I've said this many times, Rick from the TV show Pawn Stars, you never know what's going to walk through that door, and that's 100% true. There's some days where I'm just blown away by the cool things that I get to handle and own, albeit for a short time in this business. So, but I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe this video if you enjoyed it, and share it out as well. We also have a Facebook page. Feel free to like that. And we are on Whatnot. We have a presence on Whatnot and have done 12 live auction shows so far. And every show we do gets bigger and bigger. We always do giveaways. And it's just a lot of fun. If you don't know what Whatnot is, I'll have a link in this video description. You can click it and sign up using my referral code, and you can get $15 in free Whatnot cash to spend on any auction, not just my auction. We have a few, 2 to 3 auctions a month. So it's just a fun time, and it's fast-paced, and that's what I like about it. So, but anyway, if you saw anything interesting in today's video, feel free to reach out, check if it's still available. Oftentimes, by the time this video gets filmed, I've had shop hours, so these pieces go out, and oftentimes they get scooped up. But if you do see something that you were wondering about, feel free to reach out. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Thank you so much. Have a great day.